Shaw's Crab House Chicago, Ill. Apart from delighting in mouth-watering sushi and sashimi combinations, patrons enjoy listening to live music at Shaw's Festive Oyster Bar. Visit the Windy City in October to attend the restaurant's lively roister with the Oyster Party. Find out more about the best hotels in Chicago, the best things to do in Chicago. Read more. America's Best Seafood. Ray Efston, Texas. Before pioneering reef with co-founder Bill Floyd, Chef Brian Caswell prepared delectable eats at coastal enclaves in New York, Hong Kong, Barcelona, and the Bahamas. The result of Caswell's varied cooking experience, a rich infusion of ingredients, flavors, and textures served at reef. Find out more about the best hotels in Houston, the best things to do in Houston. Read more. America's Best Seafood. Neptune Oyster, Boston, Mass. Don't underestimate this Boston establishment's size. Neptune's divine dishes, like the dayboat scallop, an entree topped with sweet apple marmalade, olive oil, fresh mint, and sea salt, have seafood lovers swooning. But prepare to wait, this little New England gem is no longer under the radar. Find out more about best hotels in Boston, best things to do in Boston. Read more. America's Best Seafood. Lowell's Restaurant Bar, Seattle. Lowell's prides itself on sourcing fresh local ingredients, spices, and seafood. With specialty concoctions like Dungeness crab cakes, complete with pickled cucumber salad and red pepper aioli, and steamers doused in white wine, garlic, and crushed chilies, this is a must-try restaurant for foodies in the Seattle area. Find out more about the best hotels in Seattle, the best things to do in Seattle. Read more. America's Best Seafood. Per se, New York City, New York. This iconic restaurant overlooking Central Park has not only mastered the New York culinary scene, it's stayed on top. Though the sample menu changes daily, its impeccable eats, like the turbot with an English pea panade and whole grain mustard pictured here, is bound to leave you more than satisfied. Find out more about the best hotels in New York City, the best things to do in New York City. Read more. America's Best Seafood. The Lobster Shack at 2 Lights, Cape Elizabeth, Maine. Since the early 1920s, the Lobster Shack at 2 Lights has lured foodies with its tasty lobster dishes and spectacular setting on Cape Elizabeth. Another noteworthy treat, their homemade blueberry mini pies. Come early to snag a bite before they run out. Read more. America's Best Seafood. Norma's Seafood Steak Seaside, or this seaside landmark delights fish lovers with its rich clam chowder. Apart from savoring the thick, flavorful soup, you'll enjoy excellent service and fresh oysters that are brought in from nearby Willapa Bay. Arrive early to avoid long lines in the summertime. Read more. America's Best Seafood. Nico's at Pier 38 Restaurant, Fish Market, Honolulu, Hawaii. As far as reeling and delectable fish goes, Nico's at Pier 38 is king. Netting fresh lobster, clams, mussels, and oysters by the dozen at the adjacent Honolulu Fish Auction, Nico's is all about providing customers with healthy seafood dishes seasoned to perfection. Although offerings vary day to day, a local favorite is the ahi tuna served with rice and garnished with spicy sauce. Find out more about the best hotels in Honolulu, Oahu, the best things to do in Honolulu, Oahu. Read more. America's Best Seafood. The Anchor Fish Chips, Minneapolis, Minnesota. This first-rate chipper excels in ambience, presentation, and taste. Its flaky Alaskan cod and thick, hand-cut potatoes draw seafood lovers in droves. Recent diners recommend washing this staple seafood dish down with one of the Anchor's hearty brews. Find out more about the best hotels in Minneapolis, St. Paul, the best things to do in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Read more. America's Best Seafood. Acme Oyster House, New Orleans, La. This iconic New Orleans institution prides itself on delivering freshly harvested and shucked oysters. Acme also pleases customers with its delectable southern specialties, like steamed crawfish. Find out more about the best hotels in New Orleans, the best things to do in New Orleans. Read more. America's best seafood. Cantler's Riverside in Annapolis, MD. Sitting above Annapolis' serene Mill Creek, this restaurant wows with its serene setting and fresh oceanic fare. Seafarers and land dwellers alike have congregated at Cantler's since 1974 to crack open Maryland's legendary blue crabs. Just be sure to come hungry. Cantler's crustaceans average 5 to 7 inches across and are sure to leave you full and satisfied. Read more. America's best seafood. The Clam Shack Kennebunkport. In the summer, lines run out the door of this tiny Kennebunkport hut as visitors flock here to feast on the Clam Shack's toasted New England lobster rolls and fried clams. Once foodies have successfully snagged some of the Clam Shack's signature tender, juicy hunks of steaming lobster, they head to the marina for stunning waterfront views. Find out more about the best hotels in Kennebunkport, the best things to do in Kennebunkport. Read more. America's best seafood. Swan Oyster Depot, San Francisco, California. This cherished establishment in San Francisco's vibrant Nob Hill neighborhood attracts local and visiting foodies with its juicy oysters. But that's not all this Bay Area institution is known for. The Swan Oyster Depot's welcoming staff and versatile selection of fresh crab and chowder dishes are also worth the long wait. Find out more about the best hotels in San Francisco, the best things to do in San Francisco. Read more. America's best seafood. Also check out America's best barbecue cities, America's best ice cream, best affordable family vacations.